Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning and good morning.
Good morning.
To those people at home. Welcome.
Welcome to Spiritually Speaking here at First Unity Spiritual Campus. Oh, what a great day we have.
It is. There's such an energy in the air.
It is.
Maybe it's fall, maybe it's the new moon that's coming on Halloween, but there is such an energy, or maybe it's just God.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
All of it is God.
Maybe it's just that we're all amazing.
Amazing.
And we are all ridiculously amazing because we have the ridiculously amazing Reverend Ron Flournoy joining us today.
Hercules.
We are so excited.
I'm excited.
Hercules.
Wow.
Yes.
I knew this was going to happen.
And your beautiful wife was with us a couple weeks ago. I have to tell you something, those people watching online. She was a little bit nervous. We just said, well, we're just talking amongst friends, so just let it flow.
Yeah.
She did a beautiful job at the end.
She did. She did.
I'm not nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I've never seen you nervous.
Really.
I'm bashful, but I'm not nervous.
Yeah, right.
Okay, back
So
to
spiritually speaking today, I have to share with you, yesterday my son sent me a video last night of my just turned 4-year-old grandson. And they had taken the training wheels off his bicycle.
Wow.
And he was riding his bicycle all by himself with no assistance.
Love it.
For the first time ever. And he was so excited. He called me and he said, Mama, did you see me ride my bike? I said, yes, I did. Daddy sent me the video and I saw it. I'm so excited for you. And can't we all remember that moment? I do.
Yeah.
I remember that moment I learned to ride my bike. My older brother Steve taught me. And when he pushed me, and there I was on my own, it was such a freeing feeling, wasn't it? I think it's one of those iconic moments in our life when we first step out into our own independence and our own self-confidence, and what a boost it is for us.
And if you're ever, my godchildren, I remember when they did that, they would ride their bike and then they would like hold on and their steering wheel or their handlebars would get really wobbly, but they would still look at you and go, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Yeah.
And I actually kind of compare that with when you come into the awakening of God within you. You might be a little wobbly, but you say to God, look at me, I'm getting this.
Yes.
I think we take our training wheels off in so many different areas of
Almost
life.
certainly.
And that when they come off, we have this totally different feeling than we had when they were on there. And I remember being in training for Science of Mind as a practitioner. And even when I got a license and I'm a practitioner, I'm doing it with my training wheels on. And then one time I didn't worry about the technique. I didn't worry about anything, whether I was doing it right or wrong. I just jumped on my practitioner bike and rode.
Right.
And you let spirit just flow right through you.
It was.
And sometimes it takes people, influencers around us, to kind of push us, but let us go. I remember back when I was in early ministry, our bishop, we had probably 6,000 people in, and try to go start in ministry and speak in front of 6,000 people. I lost eyesight. But he just said, jump out there and swim. Be yourself. Just be you and swim.
So Jace, we're all saying we are so proud of you for taking those training wheels off and riding out into the whole big world.
Absolutely.
As a new big boy. I'm so proud of you.
And and the thing is so often the training wheels are removed, but when that handlebars get wobbly, we allow life or other humanity to try to put those training wheels back on us.
We do. We do. But just like riding a bike, you ride a bike, and then you don't ride a bike for say 10 years, say 5 years, 10 years. But then when you get back on it, you just know what to do. Yep. You don't have to put the training wheels back on before you can just get on and ride again. That's part of the beauty of our spiritual teaching, and that we are practical spirituality.
Exactly.
That you bring into your life every day, and it doesn't matter if you've not used it for a while, you can still jump back in there and let God express from you.
I'll add to that. Think of it this way. Sometimes, sometimes walking or flowing in a religion are your training wheels. But it's really freeing when those training wheels are taken off and you're allowed to flow in the essence of God freely without the codependency of quote unquote religion.
That is so
Well,
true.
and we always move into this new area of life. We're talking about it. We're talking about how to do it. We're talking about it. And that's the mental side of it. The spiritual side is when we get on the bike and we ride. We're no longer talking about it. We're no longer talking about how to do it and techniques. We're just riding, and it's true on marriages, it's true on relationships, it's true on so many things. When we quit talking about them, spiritually, we have to step into it. And when we step into it, then we're into it spiritually, because we become it becomes us. And we're just like your grandson now, riding down and the bike, and he are one. And it's one unit, it's not separate anymore.
And don't be afraid if I've got a scar on one of my elbows here. It was a big scar that actually was on a bicycle and went down this big steep hill and just blew out and went the whole length of the hill on my elbow here. And I had a big scar here. But that never deterred me from getting back on that bicycle and riding. Life may throw you an obstacle, a bump in the road, but just know that you can get back on that bicycle of life and go right on.
Absolutely. And what a great space when we become that person that is that still small space within us that only we know, when we are able to step boldly out and show that to the world, when we are so comfortable in ourselves and with God within us that we step out and we know that our church is wherever we are.
Right.
That we can go for a hike with our children, and that can be church. We don't have to go to a building. We don't have to have certain people around us. When we can step out into our own spirituality, take those training wheels off, and know that wherever we are, God is, and that we are divinely anointed as a child of God, and can just step forward and live in that.
I always said too, when I was a youth pastor, I always told our young people that keep in mind, this might be the physical steeple in the neighborhood, but right here is the steeple of God.
That's fabulous.
So anytime we step into it and become one with it, we're being spiritual with it.
Absolutely.
And we're being one with God.
Awakening to the fact that God is within us.
Everything is God. So when I step in here, and if I'm not going to sit over here and be separate and be bashful, and I'm not connecting. But when I step into this, and I step into sharing with you guys, it's like sharing with God.
Most
it
certainly.
is God in action here.
Absolutely.
I'm loving it, yes.
It's Spirit expressing through us. And don't you love that our youth ministry is called Youth Expressing Spirit?
Yes.
And I don't know if you all know, but they are now live stream every Sunday at 10 a.m. And that started today. So if you missed it, go back and watch the video. And remember, next week, time changes back. We fall back to Eastern Standard Time. So if you come in and to watch us, thinking it's 11 a.m., and you see our youth ministry dancing and singing and expressing Spirit, well, you know you forgot to set your clocks back, and you just have another hour to wait for us.
So when you come in online to watch us, yes.
Yeah,
Exactly. I always forget is the fall, it falls back. So you really, I always say, you gain an hour of sleep if you take yourself
You get
to
an
bed.
extra hour of
Oh,
sleep.
it's the one time falling back is good.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Lovely, lovely. You know, sitting here, I was just playing in my mind about all the children. I have often said in ministry, if you want to tug at my heartstrings or make me cry, have the kids come out and sing or dance or do whatever they do, because being a child, you know, biblically teaching, it says to be like a child. And that means not afraid of life. Because you know, children, they will just run. I've seen kids run through the mall, just run haphazardly, not even caring if they hit anything, just continue to run. And I think that the intention of God within us wants us to run through life, enjoy life, live life to the fullest, and not let life's boundaries bound you in.
That takes us letting go of so much and creating this space where we can live in that imagination, we can live in the unlimited world, the unlimited mind, and it takes us creating that space. That's all.
Absolutely. And what a great thing when you're in that space, when you're living your life's purpose, free of stress and free of pressure,
Limitations.
and you are able to connect to that childlike self that is you, and you can experience things in childlike abandon and child joy. It is, life is so amazing when you're able to do that.
You know, the last month I focused on letting go. Just letting go of so much of my life. There are people that are not real happy with me. They're missing me.
I can't imagine.
But I'm letting go, and I've opened up this space, and just physically, mentally, emotionally, it's such a different world. I get up in the morning and I'm excited, and I get up and I'm ready to go, and I've let go of the things that were not fulfilling me. And I opened up this space for things that are for my good. And I'm like that child that is running around in my life, and my wife is telling me, Maria is telling me, wow, you're like a different guy.
Yeah.
So I got a different relationship, I got a different life just by letting go.
And that's taking great good self-care. You know, self-care is not selfish.
Right, exactly. I was going to elaborate what you said about letting people go. You can love people but not have them in your life. And it's because sometimes those people that you need to let go are the very ones that put the boundaries around you. Subconsciously, they put boundaries around you. So sometimes we have to let go and let God.
Yes, because you don't want to be limited. Because when you are in spirit, it's limitless. Spirit is infinite. There are infinite opportunities and infinite possibilities. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your own beliefs and thoughts or by someone else's beliefs and thoughts.
Because that's
Take
the
those
training
wheels
right.
off. Yeah. Take those training wheels off. Leave them back at the house and just ride forward.
The limited mind puts the training wheels on our life.
Absolutely.
So we have the limited. We're not trying to get rid of it, but we're trying to include the unlimited possibilities. All of that expands, as Ernest Holmes says, into the whole mind. And now we're no longer in bondage to our limited mind, and we're free.
Yes.
Well, I think I would say this in prayer, that we would agree with you today that you'll be able to have the power, the determination, the focus to take those training wheels off. Don't allow the bondage of those training wheels to determine where you're going to go. Because if you remember riding a bicycle, sometimes those training wheels will send you in the wrong direction.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So we will say an agreement and affirmation that those training wheels will be gone from your life forevermore.
And thank you so much, Tristan and Jace, for giving us the spiritual inspiration for today's talk.
Absolutely.
Mama loves you.
And we love you too.
See you soon.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining.
Keeps on lifting me, keep on lifting me higher, higher.
There's the giving of love, and there's often the act of giving a love also through financial support.
You love your spiritual community, and you show it in a myriad of ways. One of the top ways to support your spiritual campus during the time when our doors are closed but our hearts are open, we continue our operations through your continued financial support and love offerings. And the easiest way to do that is using text to give, and we are forever grateful for your support.